Now at 10, this is Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
We don't get it! Shut it down! If we don't get it! Shut it down! If we don't!
Workers made their voices heard on Connecticut college campuses tonight to demand a better contract. Thanks for joining us for the Fox 61 News at 10. I'm Brent Harden. Food service employees are demanding more hours and better pay, and they say they are ready to keep up the pressure until they get a fair deal. Fox 61's Kay Pattyfoot has the story from Central Connecticut State University.
Food service workers at Sodexo, contracted by Connecticut state colleges and universities, say enough is enough. They want raises and they want 40-hour work weeks. Some even say they are forced to work more than one job. Employees for Sodexo are calling them out, saying they deserve 40-hour work weeks.
I'm a single mom of 4, and I deserve to have more hours at one job than having multiple jobs to get more hours, to make ends meet.
Can't live on 20 hours. Who's going to live on 20 hours with 4 or 5 kids a day?
Joshua Stanley is the secretary and treasurer with the local union representing the hospitality workers. He says they've been in negotiations with Sodexo since March.
We need a contract that moves us forward, gets people back on their feet, and gives them the ability to look after their families. We talk to members who work 60 to 80 hours a week, who work second and third jobs. We want to go back to the days a 40-hour job. That would be enough.
Samantha Cedeno has worked with the company for 13 years. She says often they take on multiple jobs.
They want to force us to work, to take us off of one line, like from one job to another. You come in for one job and you get forced to put in another one, and you cannot refuse. If you refuse, you get disciplined, which is key things that are totally against our contract.
While these picket lines take place, Sodexo has a contingency plan if there are any disruptions. In a statement from Jody Latina, CCSU's Associate Vice President of Communications and Media, she said, quote, Central respects the rights of workers and unions to demonstrate peacefully and encourages a civil and safe environment for all. Our focus remains on ensuring students' dining needs are met and maintaining a high-quality educational experience, end quote. Students say they feel for the food service workers on campus.
For someone who has been here not even for a week, I feel bad for these people who work so hard and can't even make ends meet. It really is bad.
Figueroa says workers will continue demonstrations across the state until they are happy with a new offer. In New Britain, Kay Pattyfoot, Fox 61.
Now, spokespeople at Sodexo got back to us 30 minutes ago. They say their wages are competitive and on average $10 higher than Connecticut's minimum wage. They write, we are in active discussions with Unite Here, Local 217, and remain committed to reaching a mutually beneficial agreement that is fair and equitable for our employees, our clients, the students, and the community. It goes on to say our goal is to reach a fair, competitive agreement that accounts for the best interests of our employees and our clients while balancing cost efficiency with a high-quality service we strive to deliver on campus every day, end quote. Well, new tonight in Hartford, police say a man was shot on Main Street. It happened at 8:45 near the intersection of Florence Street. Now, police say the victim is in his 50s. He was taken to a hospital and is expected to survive. So far, there have been no arrests. If you know anything about what happened, give Hartford police a call.
Why is there 2 versions of New Haven, one for the students and one for everyone else that seems to be having a completely different experience in the city?
Yale students say violence in New Haven feels like 2 different worlds, one on campus and one in the neighborhoods around it. Tonight, police confirm a second victim has died after Monday's double shooting near Yale. Fox 61's Valerie Moravi talked to students who say they're shaken.
Yeah, New Haven police tell us the investigation is still active, and we spoke to several people who live on Dickerman Street where the shooting happened, and they didn't want to go on camera, but they tell us they're still shaking by what they saw.
It's, kind of puts a little bit of fear in your heart when you're realizing that just across the corner or in the New Haven Greens, someone just got killed or got shot.
Hekmat Abukater is a Yale public policy student. He says it's hard to see the city dealing with this level of violence.
You see us taking things into our own hands, like you see a lot of students here walking around with pepper spray because they don't feel like the police are, empowered to do enough to protect us.
Another student who did not want to be on camera told us it's a reminder to stay alert and aware.
It's definitely a sensitive issue, something to be mindful of and something that's out of control oftentimes, but I feel like as long as the school does its best to keep students safe, hopefully students can feel safe walking around.
It's just sad because this is, in a sense, an idyllic space where one of the best universities of the country exists, and yet we walk around a very clear gap in public policy, a gap in security.
New Haven police told Fox 61 that while the investigation continues, they don't believe there is a threat to the public. They say this shooting was targeted. The victims are a 26-year-old man and a 32-year-old man. Police say surveillance video shows a group walking on Dickerman Street just after 2 o'clock Monday afternoon. An argument started, then shots were fired, but it's still unclear if the victims knew the suspects. Carolee Huckabee lives in the area, and she says it's heartbroken to see young people involved in such an act of violence.
It's a sad situation. My heart goes out to the family. My condolences go out to the family of losing your loved ones, and God bless. Well, we need to put the guns down and use the books. More books need to be in the community. More things has to be done.
Now, police have not released the names of the victims, nor have they identified a suspect. But if you have any information that could help with the investigation, New Haven police want to hear from you. In New Haven, Valerie Moravi, Fox 61.
Route 9 southbound in Middletown is back open tonight after a rollover crash this afternoon. State police say it happened half a mile past the Route 154 exit at 5:15. The driver had minor injuries but is expected to be okay. First responders cleared the road and got traffic flowing about an hour later. All right, developing tonight, a body has been pulled from the Long Island Sound off the coast of Waterford. Police say they responded near Mago Point just after 1 o'clock this afternoon. Fire crews, EMS, the Coast Guard, all were on scene. Investigators are now working with the state medical examiner to identify the person and determine how they died. We'll share their findings with you tomorrow. Well, New Britain's YWCA will reopen its infant, toddler, and preschool programs tomorrow, just a month after the death of 2-year-old Santi Reynolds, who choked on food at the center. Fox 61's Alicia Hercules is in New Britain with more on the programs and how parents are reacting.
A former client at the YWCA says the program's reopening just a month after Reynolds' death is simply too soon. Savannah Gonzalez's children were enrolled at the YWCA in New Britain in 2023 and 2024. She says she had several issues and made multiple complaints about the facility in the short time her children were enrolled. After a 2-year-old died from choking on food in the center in June, Gonzalez says she doesn't understand how anyone could send their child there.
I can't fathom that, knowing that a child, a baby, has died in that facility. I could not put my child in there.
The YWCA has had several violations dating back to 2020. Some of those violations include the facility failing to maintain well-constructed cribs to sinks not being up to par. The Department of Children and Families, along with the New Britain Police Department, are still investigating the circumstances surrounding 2-year-old Santi Reynolds' death. In a letter sent to parents Friday from the YWCA CEO Tracy Madden Hennessy, she says in response to the tragedy, the staff have established comprehensive CPR and first aid retraining for all child care staff, managers, and support staff. They're also implementing more emergency practice drills for medical situations, modified nutrition policies, and enhanced building security measures. I did reach out to the attorney representing Santi and his family. However, they declined to comment until the investigation is complete. In New Britain, Alicia Hercules, Fox 61.
You know, we're out here, good pizza, good food, just doing what we can to help them get through their difficult time.
3 weeks after Plainville firefighter Ray Moreau died on a fire call, his neighbors are raising money any way they can to support his family. There was a fundraiser tonight at Square Peg Pizzeria in Plainville. Fox 61's Tim Lateau takes us there.
It's a packed Tuesday night at the Square Peg Pizzeria in Plainville. Multiple groups came together with the goal of raising more than $5,000 for fallen firefighter Raymond Moreau's family.
It's been nonstop foot traffic in, everyone in, whether it's takeouts or people sitting in. You know, we've had a couple people just drive in and put some money in our boots. It's an awesome thing to see the community coming together for the Moreau family once again.
Plainville Fire Department hosted a fundraiser Tuesday evening alongside Square Peg Pizzeria and ScoopForTroops.org, which the young founder of knew that his annual fundraiser for veterans needed to instead shift toward the firefighter killed in his own neighborhood.
You know, it was so close. It was just a street over from my house, actually. We knew instantly that we had to change our direction and make sure all the proceeds went to the Ray Moreau's family.
Plainville firefighters say that everyone at the department and in the Moreau family is processing the loss at their own pace, but they are grateful to do it together and with the community behind them.
Getting through it. It's something that no fire department wants to go through, especially us being smaller. You know, everybody knows everybody, obviously. So it hit a lot of guys very, very personally, but we're getting through it together as a family.
And even after Tuesday night's fundraiser, there is still time to help. Donation information can be found on our website at fox61.com. In Plainville, Tim Lateau, Fox 61.